Hello, everybody. Welcome to this edition of Bedford County Live here on Shelbyville Now. I'm David Thomas. This is Bo Gill.
Yes, sir.
We're here to talk about topics in Bedford County, and we got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. But first of all, we want to let you guys know that our upload speeds here are tremendously low, and you might be seeing a little bit of grainy picture. Hopefully, it'll get better as time goes on, but our upload speeds are really bad, and we've noticed it over the past couple of weeks that we just don't have enough upload speed to get that high definition. Now, we are throwing a high definition signal out. It's just not getting delivered, but we apologize for that, and hope you'll bear with us as we fight through this. Bo, we've got our sponsors to thank tonight.
Yes, we do. IDA Dance Academy, located
Yeah.
at 103 North Side Circle there here in Shelbyville.
Northside Park Drive.
Northside Park Drive here in Shelbyville. That's where you can get your dance on. You can learn lessons. They do adults, children, and I believe we have that phone number for them.
Yeah, it's 931-492-4137.
IDA Dance Academy. And they've also got a website.
Yeah, it's Inspired Dance Academy. TN.com. Give those folks a call. Go by and visit them at Northside Park Drive, and they can get you hooked up if you have a child or if you're an adult wanting to take dance classes. They are the premier dance studio in this area.
Yes, they are.
Also want to thank Badcock Furniture, Home Furniture, and more. Out on Madison Street next to McDonald's, 761 Madison Street. Go visit those folks out there. They can set you up with easy payments.
And lots of comfy, nice furniture, TVs. Yeah. They got, the and more is more. So go see Billy King and his staff. They'll be glad to help you at Badcock there, right beside McDonald's on Madison Street.
All righty. Brendan Taylor, we thank you for jumping in there.
He's in early tonight.
Andy Gibson, thanks for being here. Guys, we do hope our signal is okay.
Let us know how our signal is. Let us kind of keep us updated. We're sorry it's not our fault. It's just a lot of people are on downloading their TV now. They're not going through the cable wire or the satellite. So the more people do that, but that means that when you watch us, that contributes to the problem. But we don't want you to stop watching. You can just turn off everything else in the house, put it on Shelbyville Now, Bedford County Live, sit back, relax, because it's Monday Night Live and it's time to ride.
Yep. Andy, slow upload speed. Yeah, we just checked it before we went on. It was like 3 megabytes per second, which we need to be up at about 8. So we're not even close to being where we need to be to get the HD. And we do have HD settings. But hang in there. We will do the best we can here. And first of all, tonight, Bo, we probably need to talk about the Bell Buckle Craft Fair that's coming up Saturday and Sunday this coming week.
Love the Bell Buckle Craft Fair. It's, you and your family need to get out, or just you and a loved one, or just you, and get out, go to Bell Buckle, go to the craft fair, experience these talented people, these artists that come up with all types of things. Now, be ready for parking. And be ready maybe to walk a little bit, but that's okay. That's part of the experience. So that is this weekend, correct, David? In Bell Buckle.
This weekend in Bell Buckle.
So let's support local and go out there and you might be able to get a RC and a moon pie. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Do they do that at the Bell Buckle?
I think they do it all year. Okay. They don't want to confuse it, but that's what you can get that too.
They also have a new Bell Buckle. Bell Buckle has a new barbecue place called Alley Barbecue. That's opened up this past weekend, so you might want to check them out while you're over there. It's perfect timing.
Yeah, I think it's very perfect timing, and I've heard good reviews about it already. So welcome in business. Welcome to Bell Buckle. On the alley, it's Alley Barbecue, so maybe it's located on that back alley there, so you can get you an alley burger. I'm sure they got something like that.
What?
An alley burger. You never had an alley burger?
Mm-mm.
Well, sometimes you find them in the alley. You don't want those. It's the door to the left, and you go in there. That's where it is. I'm just kidding. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Okay. All right. So we do have those events taking place. And this week in the city is cleanup week. If you have anything that you need to get rid of that's normally not allowed, you can set it out by your garbage can on the day that you put your garbage can out, and the city will pick it up. And we put that out today, hoping people would get word. So from now, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday mornings, that will be going on in the city.
And if you have a special type load, a bigger load than usual, you're urged to call down there at the Public Works Department. We don't have their phone number here, but you can look up the Public Works. That way that they can, bring any type of specialized truck that they need. I know Buck and his staff work hard down at the city garage, and we thank them for that. And this type of year, this is when you can kind of clean up your place a little bit, David.
Yeah, so it's an opportunity, fall cleaning. All
right.
right. Teresa and Alan Gill, thanks for being here tonight. Good to see you guys tonight. Let's talk about some headlines, Bo. This past week, we put it on Shelbyville Now on the website at shelbyvillenow.com under the local news. There was a headline and an associated article, which we want to thank our affiliate, our contributor, Mr. Josh Blevins, for taking time to write that article up and give an account of what happened at our city council meeting in the city of Shelbyville this past week, which the council voted 4-2 to no longer fund the Shelbyville Bedford partnership. And it stemmed from several different things. If you've been following the story, you'll know that the city council had a concern about not having an accounting of the money, and they requested that, and they didn't get it. So they ended up saying we're not going to fund it anymore, and we're going to hire. The city is going to hire their own business recruiter.
Yeah, and that will create a new charter. That can be an extensive process, but what they basically said was, we can do it ourselves. I believe that there have been kind of some tense relations there with the city and the board there. The city had been asking for several documents. The way I hear it and the way it was presented at the meeting, those weren't delivered in a timely fashion, or they were delivered right on time. A lot of kind of nuances there that didn't sit right. Now, I will correct on the vote. It was 4-1.
4-1. There was one missing.
Yes, there was Stephanie Isaacs was not there. Right. She was absent. So you had 4-1.
I encourage you to go watch that video. You'll get a firsthand account. You get to see what happened yourself. But there was a little bit of confusion the way the vote came about. There were 2 or 3 motions on the floor
at the same time.
Now, I know that you mentioned the charter issue when they requested that the city council help oversee the process and the management of the position. That's where the charter has to be changed to allot for that instead of city manager having control.
That's right.
So they have to, since the council is going to ask for that, they were going to have to do some charter changes.
That's right. And this is where, when you vote at election time, this is where that comes in. And we had the representatives speaking for the people. The people were against it, and they're going around asking their constituents. And this is the way it turned out. Now, we're not funding that, and we're going to kind of do it in our own way. They are supposed to have study sessions about that coming up soon. I know that that'll be something big that's going down the road, and I'm not exactly sure they know the exact route that they want to go, but I do know that they want to. The main thing is that the city is involved in the issue. I believe that that's one of the main things that they want, and they had no say so when they were part of this.
They want to know
not that it's not a bad thing. They're an industrial. They're better for Shelbyville, but the people here, the real estate agents, the other people can do it and bring that industry here. I would like to think as well.
Yeah, they have a big input to it, when they're out presenting property and so forth, and they're
a good government.
Too,
we talked about this earlier. A good government that's functioning, healthy, and normal. They like to see a safe area. No crime, a strong police force, fire, ambulance. They like to see a clean city. So when our government representatives focus on the government and their jurisdictions, then I believe that it moves a little better flowing, and it also a good communication between the city and the county government is huge.
There's some Jonathan Spence is in. What's going on, guys?
What's up?
We're concerned about our signal. Are you guys getting a good, clear picture tonight? Let us know. And we've got Deborah and Bill Calvert.
Welcome.
Howdy.
Glad y'all tuned in. If we're a little blurry, that's okay. I'm a little blurry most of the time.
It's not okay, Bo.
Well, hey, it's because they're watching. We've got all these viewers out here, and it's just downloading the space. So just keep watching and keep just making us very, very unlookable or unreadable. I'm sorry. I come up with new words. We got isms there. That's a Bo-ism. Mark that one down.
All right. Donna Smith. So will they change the name from Shelbyville Bedford County Partnership to only Bedford County Economic Development? That's a good question. The concern, I guess, is they have merged with the Chamber of Commerce, so I would say they will probably alter the name somewhat to reflect what they are. So
I would assume
that's
so.
just me speculating. Okay,
and let's remember they were this vote did happen several months ago to not fund them. Then they came back along for this, so we pretty much doubled down on their sentiments.
But it kept getting kicked down the road waiting on the documents.
That's right. That's right.
That's right. Okay. Jonathan Spitz says it's pretty good for me. Okay. All clear here.
Good.
All right. So we're good right now. Hopefully it'll stay that way through the entire stream. So we had that happen with the city council. You can go and read about it again.
Watch the video.
We appreciate Josh Blevins writing that article, and you can watch that video. I think it's good sometimes if you just take a look at what's going on with our county commission and our city council on these videos. They do live stream most of the time. So
I'll say one thing about that, and I usually harp on this quite a bit, but a lot of times we're only involved and we're only get kind of involved in the government when something affects us directly. And I encourage people to get involved, maybe not all the way all the time, but keep an eye on things in the government. And remember, that's your government. They're representatives. They're not leaders. They are your representatives, and they should talk to you and answer your questions and be a voice for you. Right. But let's just keep that, remember that tone.
All right. So let's look on down what's possibly heading our way. City versus county. There is an issue with the sales tax that our county is getting right now. The city has requested a small portion of that back from an agreement that was made in 1974. In 1974, there was an agreement where the city gave up their portion of the local sales tax back to the county so the county could upkeep and maintain the school system, the city schools. That's been enforced that long. And now the city's asking if they can get a portion of that back. And from what I understand, attorneys have been hired. There's been really a deadlock in discussions, and the friction is building there, Bo, and it's not a good look.
Well, one thing we do know is that if lawyers are involved, then that means there's no negotiations directly happening. And when that happens, and whenever it goes a county versus city, we all lose. We're all a part of this together. And regardless now of the outcome, there's going to be fees put on the taxpayers. And I hope that it's something worked out. Now, just to get to the issue itself, the county has legal standing, I believe, the way it is because of that 1974 ruling or donation where the city absolved itself from receiving any money there. So as far as the legal standing, I would say the county, well, it's just the way it is. The county does have the legal standing, but it would be nice to see some communication, maybe some negotiation, maybe some giving and go. I hate that lawyers are involved because in the end, it's going to all affect us.
Basically, if you're a citizen of the city, if you live inside the city, you also live inside the county. So basically, if the city sues the county, you're suing yourself.
Yeah. So I think that's what we need.
That's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, and when I hear that, it makes me shake my head. I know things do happen. I know there's serious things that do happen, but I think that things could be worked out a little better than with lawyers sometimes, but maybe not. I'm just speculating here, and that's my opinion. But I do know that in the end, we will all have to pay.
Yeah. So let me ask you guys: do you think it's a smart move for one government entity, such as the county, sue our city, or our city sue the county? Wouldn't it be better served if our people got together and just worked things out? What do you think? Let's hear from you guys. We want to hear your opinion on this. Is it smart to file lawsuits when you're right here in the same county together?
Yeah, we're living and breathing together, and it's just kind of, but it's an age-old thing. It's happening not just in Shelbyville and Bedford County. It's happening all over, and it's just, it's kind of like, the Republican Party in a sense, that we will divide each other when the other side is all together on everything, but we will just fight in a lot of infighting. You hear the word. That's kind of what seems to happen. And then who wins in the end there? Well, I don't know.
I've lived here pretty good. Brendan Taylor, nothing says growth and development like political infighting. Yeah, absolutely. I've lived here. Right. I've lived here my entire life. That's a pretty good while. And I've seen it about every 10 years. City suing the county or county suing the city. This makes no sense. Get in a room, hash it out, give and take, do whatever you got to do, but come out in lockstep together.
And let's get personalities out of the way, and let's just how about we think about the people that we represent. I think sometimes we forget, what we're doing, or they forget, who's really in charge here, and it's the people. And we look for good representation of our dollars, of our money. I'm not saying that I could do any better, but I'm saying that it's good to remember, we're all flawed, we're human, and we do need to be reminded of things sometimes. And I know that we can work things out. I mean, they're our neighbors, but I do understand that matters do get taken to escalated. And like Brandon said, with growth, yes, that is very true.
We've got comments here. Connie Hasty, I agree with you. No lawsuits. Grow up and work on your problems. And Deborah and Bill Calvert, work together is what needs to be done. That's and Drew Leverett, the only people who win with a lawsuit are the lawyers. Thank you for that post, because I could see something like this lingering for a couple of years.
And why not? I mean, that's what lawyers do.
Excessive attorney fees.
It is.
I mean, and hey, cost us.
That's their job. And I respect that. That's the market working in their favor, but it's actually costing us. And I really think that we could get things done in a room and settled. I mean, we're all the same here, and we can shake hands, but then there are those administrations or personality types that just don't meet head to head, and they've got to come out on top no matter what, despite the people. And we need to let them know, and we need to make sure that they can get together and just talk. Let's do a friendly,
Okay. Let's now, I want to throw out to you guys. What are you hearing? What are you seeing in the city and in the county?
What's going
doing?
On?
What's going on out there that you want to talk about? I know we have talked about the homeless. We've talked about drug problems. And just today, Bo, just rehashing that, I saw 3 or 4 young men carrying backpacks again. And I've kept an eye out. Just every time I go out, I'll see young men riding bicycles or walking, carrying backpacks, carrying cell phones. I'm wondering what's going on.
I'm seeing the homeless talking on cell phones, just walking down the road, and
well, you don't even know they're homeless.
Well, you don't. Well, one of them I know that is usually, and it is, something's not right there. There is something not adding up in that situation. And the only thing this will do to our city and county is make it progressively worse. Now, we have a love for people, and I think that we all should help someone. But when it gets to the side of enabling, and that they come and they expect this, or they get dropped off here because they expect, that Shelbyville takes care of their homeless the best. Hey, congratulations. That's a crown to wear at one point, but then there's that enabling aspect to where, they're just going to keep coming and coming.
Yeah. Brendan Taylor, Madison Street finally getting repaved just in time for the new Dollar General.
Well, that's right. Yeah. And at least it didn't during the celebration this time. Madison Street's getting a new Mexican restaurant as well. Let's not forget about that. That's Los Hermanos. I believe it's open today or yesterday. So there's another one to try out for you. I know we're going to try it out. We love Hispanic cuisine, as to speak. But back. I
was talking about the guys carrying backpacks.
Yes.
And I'm sure everybody out there has experienced it and seen it. And we were talking about the homeless a little bit a couple of weeks ago, and we mentioned last week the Coffee with Cops. Program that was started in 2011, I believe it was,
in California.
Well, we did that for the very first time here in Shelbyville, and the turnout was great. I talked to a couple of the police officers that were there, and they heard some fantastic stories, some life-changing experiences that have taken place. And it all starts with our police department up there reaching out and giving a helping hand. And if you don't know the story, find a police officer the next time you bump into one. Just ask them about the life change that's taken place. There was one gentleman that gave testimony to what had happened. He's gotten off the streets, and a local couple has welcomed him into their homes, and they're taking care of him. He's got a job now. He's turned his life around. All this started just because somebody reached a helping hand out.
And I know I might come off a little hard when I say that, but I'm trying to, there is a point where we have to, not enable, but we do need to show love, because there are several. Every story is different. There's addiction, there's just mental issues, and they're all, their own story. but we also need to show love to them by putting them on their feet, by getting them, by coaching them up. And that takes a special person. And I think that that's the most important part of solving this homeless problem.
Well, I'm going to give a shout out to somebody, and I hope they're watching, or they hope to see a video of this later. Randy and Rhonda Clanton, shout out. Thanks to you guys. You'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But Meme Queen, my husband and I saw a lady shooting up behind the bridge pillar at South Cannon in front of Fisherman's Park yesterday. I don't know what we do, guys. I don't know how we stop this.
Well, we call the police when we see that. That's one thing we do.
Well, I know,
but I don't know what they can do. But there are good people in this, and I just applaud the police for that coming. I saw them there with Travis. I know he's one of the homeless that's been around for a while, and and they're loving on them there, and it just showing. I just think that's so important to know that they're accessible to having these. They've got a line you don't cross, but they want to go out in front so they don't have to cross that line.
Yeah, I know police officers have reached out of their pocket to help. All right, Johnson Smith, this community is willing to help everyone, but it opens us up for those that take advantage to swoop in and receive things than they actually need and take it from those that do. And I'll give you a perfect example of this is our soup kitchen is being taken advantage of. I know that there are people that drive in to Shelbyville on the days that they're serving just so they can get the free food, and they're coming here and they're bringing people with them. And I'm hats off to everybody that volunteers for the soup kitchen and for the establishment there.
Yeah, because they're giving with their heart.
Right. But then you have those people that are coming in and taking advantage. And I guess it's like this. I mean, we've got to keep doing it, and those that do take advantage will have to answer for that.
That's it. And I believe that's the kind of the way that, they're going to keep going, and they're not. I think that could discourage them, and they want to stay in a positive form. And they're just like, so what, if that's what need them. But you're exactly right. If you want to take advantage of the soup kitchen and homeless shelters and places like that, there's good luck with that.
Yeah. All right. Off that soapbox. And we're going to talk about something else that affects Shelbyville in a big way. And we reported this on Shelbyville Now back. It was back during the celebration, the week of the celebration. The Tennessee walking horse industry is facing a major change in regulations that could possibly be coming up real soon. The USDA has written new regulations that are right now they're under public comment, and the comment period ends on the 20th of this month, which is Friday, and that public comment period will be up. After that, they will take the public comment, the comments that they got, and they will basically make a decision, Bo, and bring the regulations in. The regulations would drastically change what the Tennessee walking horse currently looks like. There would be no plastic pads or the buildup on the horse. And there will be no action device, which is the chain that goes around, or the boot, or the rollers, or whatever they're using for the action device. Those two things would go away. Then the current self-regulation would go away, and the USDA would do the regulation.
They would have their own regulation.
They would,
department.
They already got that, but the USDA will be doing all the inspections themselves. There will not be a industry inspection. So that will drastically change things. And I put out a poll earlier last week, and I just asked the question, do you think that the Tennessee walking horse industry has a major impact on the local economy? And I'll give you the results of that poll that we've seen so far. It was about 62% the last time I looked, and I'm gonna look now and see what it is. It's on the home page. You can see that with 70% say yes, 26% say no, and 3% or 3-point-something% don't know. 70% of people realize that it has a major impact.
I would say that if you didn't recognize it had a major impact, then you
don't know. Well, you're either new, or you're new to the community, which a lot of people come in, they don't understand.
They do. But you see that time when during the celebration and the business that goes on. I mean, even in a depressed celebration like we had, it's not like the 90s in the early 2070s. It's nothing like that now, but it's growing. But imagine, it gives a boost to our economy every year. So with these regulations, a couple questions I have about the public. So you say it's a public comment period. Who reviews these public comments?
The USDA itself.
So they have a board, or they have assigned
people? The USDA have a whole department. They're
what if they think
going through the regulations?
That these comments are in favor of of keeping the
It's
action
not even
devices?
close.
Okay.
There's thousands that want to see it go away.
And this is public comments currently and probably from the past too. I'd say
nonstop. The USDA has been getting this type of input from HSUS, which is Humane Society of the United States, and they are funding the push to this. They've actually sued the USDA to get this done, and they have millions of dollars funding the promotion of getting rid of these current regulations, replace the new.
So public comment stops on the 20th, and then the decision will be made following.
Yeah, it could happen.
Will there be more
60 days?
Will there be more appeals, or is this the final?
There probably will be a lawsuit that's going to cost millions of dollars,
and then
the industry will probably go through a lawsuit just to get it, froze, stopped, try to stop it in its tracks, try to sue based on discrimination, or try to at least get it in front of a judge that can listen to the statistics that the industry has.
There might be a presidential election. There's a presidential election, and there could be a change there. I know that helped. I don't know if I'm sure that could have influence in future with the celebration. So maybe that's their strategy is to kind of keep it until the election. I don't know.
Could be, and that could possibly happen. But that's looming over the walking horse industry, and to me, it's critical. The outcome of this is critical, and I don't think the average citizen knows it's taking place because there's really nobody talking about it.
Nobody talks about it,
and I'm going to talk about it because first of all, it affects my livelihood, but second of all, it affects everybody's livelihood here in Bedford County. Not to the degree that it did in the 70s and 80s. There's other things that have picked up, but it's going to have an impact financially.
We'd like to talk about the positives of the celebration. I mean, there is a lot of positive, and nobody wants to talk about the negatives, but really the negatives are the reality of what's really happening right now. And I think we all need to be better informed on what's happening, and that way we know what we're fighting against or what to expect. I know personally that I'm not as informed. I know that you stay on top of it. If anything's breaking news, you can come to shovelnow.com and David will be up on it. But as me, as a regular, I guess, informed citizen, I don't know about this, and there's nowhere to read about it. So I know there's places online to read about it. So let's all get a little more familiar with what's going on.
Jeffrey Howard down at Walking Horse Report, he, of course, he's got his finger on the pulse here.
Definitely.
And if you go to walkinghorsereport.com, he's got an article written about it back during the celebration talking about it. But I watch it every day, and any kind of change I'm going to tell about it because it hits home for Shelbyville, Tennessee, and Bedford County and surrounding counties.
I mean, I'm not affiliated in one way, but it hurt. I mean, it hits me because just of the nostalgia aspect of the celebration. And I just want to thank Jeffrey and the board and all those that are out. They're doing whatever it takes to salvage this thing and to stop some of this nonsense. Really, now if you're hurting and abusing an animal, then you need to be stopped. But some of these things, as we know, these extremists, they tend to go overboard just for spite. So thanks for y'all for fighting. I know that it's not easy. It seems like an uphill battle the whole time, but keep on rolling, keep on fighting is all I say.
All right.
I think this will affect us in some way.
Yeah, it's going to, and I'm going to keep my finger on that pulse and try to report to everybody what's going on. Bo, we have changed the format in which we're doing our police reports now on shovelnow.com. We're actually putting in the jail intake and like the newspaper used to do years ago. We're trying to put it in that same format on a daily basis. And I know we've got today's will probably be coming in tomorrow, so that will be up. And you guys can watch that. We're also trying to keep our pulse on the obituaries as they come out and get them posted immediately so that people are informed. So there's lots of things that we've got going on at Shelbyville now. And we appreciate you guys supporting us. But right now, I want to ask, what do you guys want to talk about? We've got a few minutes left. Is there a topic that we need to touch on that maybe we have never mentioned before?
I would love
what's out there.
Bring it out. Bring it to us. Let's talk about it. And even if we can't discuss it all the way tonight, we'll get, what we want is to just, have some discussion about things that really matter to us. And to piggyback off his statement, make sure to go to shovelnow.com and to check it daily, hourly. It's always updated. And remember, it's free. There's no pay.
Yeah, and the thing about this, we use videos to deliver a message.
That's right.
Most of the time. We do have people like Josh, myself, yourself, and other people that do write articles, so to speak, or give an account in writing and type it out and post it. But anytime we have video that can tag along with it to show what we're talking about, like this city council story and the county commission story or any other video, we want to do it that way. I'd rather talk about it than write about it.
That's right.
And people want to hear and have a discussion about it.
And I like to talk about it with multiple people.
Yeah,
I think
that's
just like how we've got here. But you can always email us. We've got a phone number on our website. You can call us. I mean, if there's something that you really think we need to know about, we'll get on it. Please call us and let us know. But thank y'all for continuing to support shovelnow.com as it's growing to get all the local information. So we just want to thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And Bo, I want to change gears just a little bit and talk about our upcoming weather for the next week. We have now settled into a fall weather pattern that looks like it's going to stay.
Yeah, it's the first few cool days. I finally cut the heat on. It started getting under about 62, and that got a little cold for me. I've got the jacket on night. I'm kind of liking it. You know, it's feeling like fall now, like fall should really feel. And before long, I'll be tired of it and ready for some sunshine. But for now, I'm good with it. It's not too cold. You know, we've got football, we've got Halloween coming up, fall breaks coming up. So there's a lot of excitement in the air. And before long, Santa Claus will be here. And you know what? Shovel Now will be at the parade. And y'all better tune in where there's a lot more info to come on that. But we will be streaming that live during the parade, and it's early in December. But just a quick tease on the parade there. So
one other thing, let's talk about the weather again. Tonight we're expecting a low of 39 degrees, which there's a chance, an outside chance, if it clears out, that you could see a little frost here and there. So if you still have plants out, get them covered. And tomorrow night we're going to go back down in the low 40s, around the 40-degree mark, and we're going to have 40s, mid 40s up to near 50 for lows, and in the 60s to up around 70 for the next week. So I think our pattern is set now, and you guys enjoy this weather. It's one of my favorite times of the year.
I've got some tomatoes, believe it or not, still putting out pretty good. So I might have to cover them because I'm really wanting to get this last batch in. So I believe I'm going to need a little cover tonight just to play it safe, but I don't know. I might just go on and just go for it.
Yeah.
Fried green tomatoes are good.
The Southern Cup comes in there and says, hey, y'all. Hey, Southern Cup.
What's up, Southern Cup? Keep on making it. We'll keep on drinking it.
That's right. Absolutely. Well, guys, it's been a pleasure tonight to interact with you guys, and just be thinking about what you'd like to talk about next week, and be sure to bring somebody with you.
Tell a friend.
Tell a friend. Share the link, and share ShelbyvilleNow.com, and share Shelbyville on Facebook. We want to get as many people as we possibly can watching the show so that we can have an interaction. But be thinking about what you want to talk about. Look for things to talk about next week, and be sure to come in and chat with us and share those thoughts, and we will comment on them and hopefully have a group discussion here. Bo,
I would like to give a good shout out again to our sponsors, IDA Dance Academy, located on 103 Northside Park Drive.
Right.
That's where you can learn to dance. I mean, you know, if you've always put it off, you can go to IDA Dance Academy here in Shelbyville, and you can learn to dance. Adults, children, they'll take you all. They'll teach it. I think we got the phone number. It's 492 4137 and Badcock Home Furnishings and more. Go see Billy King and his staff. They'll be glad to hook you up with easy financing. And they've got several different things to choose from. Not only home furnishings and couches, they've got a little bit of everything.
Got appliances. And
beside McDonald's there on Madison Street.
Yeah.
So,
well, thanks again for watching. Bo, thanks for
sitting
down.
Thank you, David.
Again.
I love it. See y'all next
week, same time, same place, and get out and support the two football teams that are going to the playoffs. Cascade and Shelbyville both have big region games this weekend. Get out and support them, support community, and support Webb. They still are in the middle of a football season, and it's going to be great weather. Get out and support those teams this week.
And if you go out to eat, make sure to support local. Go at least one time. Go local. Let's go local. Let's support these people that are really, really trying.
And one last stab. Pay cash.